I said to Travis, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened.
Oh, you told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in the fucking thing. And
you figured it out.
And you said, no, fuck it, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I watched you lie. And then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, you've been in a lot of fights, been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you fucking have a close
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are you?
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you started.
You are such a baby. Grow the fuck up,
you
Johnny.
Started physical fights.
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did. So I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You're admirable.
You agree with Ms. Heard that it's admirable to retreat from a fight?
Is it admirable? It is admirable to retreat from a fight.
Yeah. Anything about this tape suggest to you that it's characteristic of reactive violence?
In this instance, if true, if she said she hit him first, then that would not be reactive violence.
Amber Heard was exposed by a lot of people on the stand, but perhaps no one burned the Aquaman actress as badly as the person we're going to talk about today. She made some extremely compelling and shocking revelations and put Amber's legal team on the back foot, and it may well be that this was what caused Amber to lose by unanimous decision. Keep watching to find out more about what happened. The jury heard opposing portrayals of actress Amber Heard as a person suffering from various personality disorders and a traumatized victim of domestic abuse who otherwise had a clean mental health record. Johnny Depp's defense team presented a forensic psychologist who offered the former viewpoint on April 26. Shannon Curry testified that she diagnosed Heard with borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder, adding that the Aquaman actress most likely fabricated post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms. Heard's forensic psychologist John Hughes has spent the better part of 2 days painting a diametrically opposed picture. Hughes told the jury that Heard did not have any disorders and that she had PTSD. In order to meet criteria for post-traumatic stress disorder, you have to have an actual cause. Hughes said, "It's one of the few diagnostic entities that we have to have a cause for, and the cause was the intimate partner violence by Mr. Depp." Both experts said that they used scientific and rigorous methods to reach their conclusions. Curry testified that she relied in part on a test she administered called the MMPI-2, a set of 567 questions that are short for the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory. For the PTSD findings, Curry cited another structured interview known as a CAPS-5, where Heard allegedly reported 19 out of the 20 possible symptoms of trauma. That's not typical even of somebody with the most disabling form of PTSD, Dr. Curry concluded. When we eventually sort of dialed it down, she had 3 remaining symptoms, and having symptoms of any disorder is common for all of us. Some of us struggle with sleep, some of us get anxious. It could be several different disorders. It could just be that you have this struggle in your life. Hughes flatly disagreed with that approach, saying that she performed tests for malingering, the legal term for faking or exaggerating illness. Heard scored a 0 on it, she said. Hughes claimed that Heard's score on MMPI-2 suggested a normal profile. Dr. Don Hughes took in heavy accusations from Amber Heard and said that the actress informed her about Johnny Depp's alleged sexual abuse. Heard had claimed to the psychologist about a few accusations. He said Depp had once torn her clothes and attempted to have intercourse with her. In another incident, Depp had forced her to perform fellatio on him. The psychologist also revealed that she assigned 12 psychological tests to the 36-year-old during their numerous in-person sessions. She also tested her to detect if the actress allegedly pretended mental health conditions. Love and normalcy are almost always in these relationships. When you're in a lull and the violence isn't happening, you're back with the man you fell in love with. It creates a trauma bond. Both sets of counsel tried to discredit the dueling experts on cross-examination. Heard's attorney Elaine Charleston-Bredehoff noted that Curry was not board certified, a credential attained by few forensic psychologists. Curry also acknowledged that she agreed to testify following food and drinks at Depp's home with his legal team. Depp's attorneys noted that Hughes is being paid $500 per hour and noted that she habitually referred to victims of domestic violence with male pronouns and perpetrators with male pronouns in her testimony. Hughes said that was because she reached the conclusion that Depp abused Heard. She acknowledged that Heard engaged in what she called low-level violence in reaction. However, there is a twist in the tale, for Depp's legal team made Hughes admit that Amber did in fact not commit reactive violence, and instead was the instigator.
I did start a physical
Yeah,
fight.
you did, so I had
Because-
to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You're admirable.
You agree with Ms. Heard that it's admirable to retreat from a fight?
Is it admirable? It is admirable to retreat from a fight.
Yeah. Anything about this tape suggest to you that it's characteristic of reactive violence?
In this instance, if true, if she said she hit him first, then that would not be reactive violence.
In his most serious allegation, Depp claims that Heard threw a broken bottle at him that sliced off his finger. Heard claims that Depp did this to himself and told hospital personnel just that. Heard had horror stories involving a liquor battle and sexual assault. Hughes said that she learned of an incident where Depp grabbed a bottle and shoved it up her. Heard's thought at the time was, "I hope it's not the broken one." Hughes said, having to do damage control from Depp's testimony about Heard's physical abuse, Hughes testified that women can become violent when defending themselves and pointed out that Heard may have yelled at Depp out of anger from suffering abuse. Heard's ex-nurse Erin Filati also testified that she suffered from anxiety, insecurity, and substance abuse and had a history of bipolar disorder and ADHD. The crux of Heard's defense rested upon her allegation that Depp abused her physically and emotionally throughout the relationship. A photograph of Heard, 6 days after the alleged assault, showed her with a black eye, sparking questions about Depp's abuse. Heard's lawyer Elaine Bredehoff said in her opening statement that she used makeup to cover her bruises throughout their relationship. Depp testified that he was the victim of abuse. Backing up his allegations were audio clips of Heard admitting to hitting him and witness testimonies of fights that damaged the inside of their home in Australia, including one that also resulted in a severe injury to Depp's finger. "You didn't get punched, you got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not f-ing deck you. I f-ing was hitting you," Heard says in an audio clip Depp's team presented, detailing just one of multiple alleged explosive fights.
I said to Travis, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened.
Oh, you told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in
You're
the
right.
fucking thing. And
You figured
in
it
the
out.
face. And you said, no, fuck it, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I
didn't
watched
punch
you lie. And then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, you've been in a lot of fights, been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you fucking have a close
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are you?
How?
Asked to provide details on what materials and information she relied upon for said evaluation. Dr. Curry proceeded to detail that the documents she reviewed included all of the case documents, Ms. Heard's medical records by Dr. Kipper, her prior mental health treatment records. I believe I reviewed records from Dr. Amy Banks, Dr. Bonnie Jacobs, Dr. Connell Cowick, and also a significant portion of my review involved notes from nurse Erin Filati, at the time Erin Boerum, who spent a significant time with Ms. Heard in her direct company. Does the name Dr. Kipper sound familiar to you? Well, that's because he was one of the key witnesses of the trial. Dr. David Kipper said during a pre-recorded disposition played in court that he cleaned Depp's wound following an incident in which the actor claimed that Heard had thrown a vodka bottle at him. The physician said he found Mr. Depp bleeding heavily. He treated the wound but said he wasn't sure how Mr. Depp had been injured. The doctor in his testimony also mentioned that he asked the staff to search for Depp's missing fingertip, which was eventually found by his chef. Kipper in the video testimony said he found it in the kitchen area and also stated that there was blood and broken glass in the house. Debbie Lloyd, a nurse who worked with Kipper, also claimed to have discovered Depp's severed fingertip in the house kitchen. Dr. Kipper reportedly stated that he had pondered discontinuing his therapy since Depp was not adhering to the drug and alcohol regimens. According to one of Heard's lawyers, Depp told emergency room personnel that he had cut himself with a knife. Dr. Kipper stated that he spoke with Heard the same day but found no injuries on her. Amber Heard's witnesses were often found lacking at the trial, the most famous of them being the notorious David Spiegel. Depp's behavior was consistent with someone that both have substance use disorder as well as behaviors of someone who is a perpetrator of intimate partner violence, according to Spiegel, who was appointed by Heard's legal team. However, during cross-examination, Depp's attorneys probed Spiegel about the fact that he had never assessed Depp and indicated that his evidence was a breach of the American Psychiatric Association's Goldwater Rule, which prohibits psychiatrists from diagnosing persons who are not patients. Dr. David Spiegel claimed that after he testified in favor of Amber Heard, he suffered horrific post-trial backflow owing to the negative reactions to his experience on the witness stand. He posted a first-person piece in Newsweek on Friday stating, "Never in my life have I been the target of such voluminous amounts of hate, ever. I will process the emotion, but it will always be there, the knowledge that I was on the receiving end of such venom." After Johnny Depp's fans review bombed the site with unfavorable remarks, Spiegel said the internet backlash became so fierce that he was compelled to shut off comments on his WebMD page. So what do you think about Don Hughes' testimony? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.